I'm going to show you how to make twinning header for your tapestry. This is my loom I have made, and in my previous video I showed how to string your loom. I am going to weave using this yarn. It's called I Love This Yarn, and I got it at Hobby Lobby. To start, you want to make your string about 6 times this length. If you want to just do a couple of rows, I like to do, depending on the yarn, maybe 2 to 4 rows. And I found that normally that ends up being about my arm span. I'm about 5'4", so I usually just do my arm span a couple of times. You cut your string, find your 2 edges of string, go in half. Do like mine longer, so this is kind of, maybe it takes a little longer to do, but to start you just want to go half around your first string, and you want to go a couple of inches up. So your first string will go behind your next. There we go. And then pull it through. And just continue all the way across. And what this does is it will help your warp string stay even while you're weaving. You want it to stay even, and you don't want it to bow in as you go. And having a sturdy top is definitely going to help that entire equation. Okay, so that's the end of our first row. And first things first is you kind of want to straighten it up. So they call this beating your rows. Just call it making it straight. Seems a little nicer. And I just use a hair pick. You can definitely use official tools that you can buy on the internet somewhere, but that is just what I had, and I'm thrifty. So then you want to make sure your strings are evenly placed. So you hold your first one here, and you can kind of hold it tight on one side there. Make sure they all have spacing. Okay, then it's time to return. So you take your bottom string, cross it over like that. You take your top string, you skip your first warp, go under the second. And then we just do the repeat on the other side. Of course, it's a little different when you're coming back the other way. It takes a second to get used to whatever opposite the motion is. I don't want it to get tighter, so I am holding it over here. Okay, so now it is time to make our rows even again. I'm just going to take my comb. Looks like a pretty little braid. I'm going to squish that. You can still adjust your strings a little. Just want them to all be even. So it'll help make them even and keep your tapestry from deforming as you weave. So right here you could tie these two strings together and then weave the ends in, or I'm going to probably do another row in back, and then my next video will be a basic tabby weave. Okay, so I finished the the third and fourth row. So I have my strings here. I'm gonna go ahead and put them through right there and just flip over my entire loom. And I'm gonna tie a knot, just a basic knot. I'm going to actually do a second one. Then take a needle like this. To just weave them in and kind of, and you just pull through, you know, make sure you keep it not too tight. And you really only need to do this a little bit in. It's the back side of your tapestry. Generally tapestries are just on the wall so they don't get heavy use. Doesn't need to be incredibly secure. Okay. Just trim it. And that is how you make twinning header.